Fire Emblem is one of the best RPG games I've played. This series first came out back in 1990 in Japan, and it was known as Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blaze of Light. And 13 years later, this amazing series made its first appearance to the world. The reason why this Fire Emblem came to the rest of us was because of Marth's and Roy's popularity in Super Smash Bros. Melee. So in a way, Roy helped his father get promoted to us in the US. When I first played this game, I liked everything about the game, from the characters to the stories to the mechanics. The game is so unique that it's the only one of its kind out there, and the story is so good it can make you happy, sad, or even cry. Most Fire Emblem has similar story, with something a little different that makes each of them unique. But the general story goes like this. You are a prince or princess who has some sort of conflict in your kingdom, and you must recruit allies on your adventures and go back to your kingdom to fix the conflict. Then, you go back on another adventure to defeat the final boss, which is usually, spoiler alert, a dragon or a demon. And all you need to do is strategize your moves on your adventures. Fire Emblem is like a game of chess, rock, paper, scissors, and battleship all in one. It's a very strategic game that has different units. Each of them has weakness to each other. And the game also plays very much like chess, with the prince or princess being called a lord in the game is being treated as a king piece in chess. If the lord die, it's game over. But if another regular unit die, you can still play, but that unit will never come back, and this is known as permanent death, which is one of the features that makes the game so unique. Each unit are different from each other, and have different stats, classes, and personalities. What also makes the game interesting is that the units support conversation. Aside from the main story, your units can have conversation if they battle together, and you can also learn about their past or something that's not mentioned in the main story. And if one of your units dies in battle, you'll never get to know the rest of their story. And in some installments, your units can get married and even have kids. Even though strategically this game can be very difficult, the controls for the game is very simple. The D-pad is to move the cursor, the A button is to select your unit, and the B button is to cancel, like every other game. The only thing you need to do is select your units and put them in a position where you want them to be. But this game is very challenging. It requires a lot of strategizing and thinking to make your moves if you don't want any of your units to die. Some challenges in the game include defeat the boss, survive for a certain amount of turns, defeat all enemies, don't let a unit die, finish in a limited amount of turn. The challenges goes on and on. This is very, very difficult. Even though this game is very challenging, to me, this is one of the funnest games I've played. I'm usually playing this when I'm going to school, to work, or even when I'm just home sitting down. I'm often playing Fire Emblem because it's a very strategic game, and I also want to see all the units' conversation and support. So that's another reason why I play the game. The only thing I do not like about the game is the enemy reinforcements. Just when you defeat all of them, 10 more would show up, without warning. I would recommend this game to people who are into strategic games or strategic board games, or just anybody who's looking for a challenge strategically, because this game got it. I would also recommend this game to whoever just want to try Fire Emblem in general. There's also casual mode for people who are new to the series in Fire Emblem Awakening. My final verdict for this game is 9 out of 10, because it is the best and it has the right amount of challenge, variety of interesting characters, and a great story and side story and music, and just anybody who wants to pick it up, I would highly recommend it because it's one of the best game series out there. Period.